Hi everyone. Today I'm actually proud of the Show Me the Money segment. Look here, these are the reports for the whole time I've been doing these active markets algorithms, and look at that P&L. It's 7.2 with an ROE of over 12%. And that's even after I had this nasty loss that is pictured right here just before I started filming. So if it weren't for this, it would have been more like close to 8. But it's all right. It's all right. We're doing better than before. Now let's go to the reports and we'll be able to cut this data in several different ways. So here again is the same number, 7.2. Now let's take only the most recent trades where I have increased my stop loss to 0.7. And yeah, the results are pretty much the same because on the smaller stop loss I was losing money. But here we're doing okay. The ROE that is calculated here is a bit smaller, you know about these differences. And look at the total profit to loss ratio, it's 4.8 almost, and that's much better than what we had, which was 3.6 a few videos ago. Now, what I've done in the previous video is create a blacklist for the coins that were not doing so well. This is my blacklist. Let's now only filter out those transactions, those trades that had this blacklist already implemented. So for that, I have to go only to the most recent dates, these two. Yeah, and look at that. Most of that money was made with the blacklist turned on, and with the blacklist the profit to loss ratio is almost 6. So we're doing much better than before. And before we proceed, I want to show you another thing. You remember that I wanted to do a control where I use my blacklisted coins here, put them in an algorithm to see exactly how these are performing. So let's go back to this algorithm real quick. It's this one. So my idea was to have a whitelist and then to have the active markets also enabled. And my assumption was that it was gonna trade only these coins and only when they are in the top 10 most active. Let's verify if that was the case. Let's go to reports, go only to emulation, and try and see side by side what happened here and what is in my blacklist. All right, here they are side by side. Let's look at the buy. So this is buy emulation. And I would expect to see only these. Lina, Pepe, and so forth. But straight away I'm seeing comp. It's not on here. Mav is on here. Red, it's not on here. So it's a mishmash of pretty much everything. I cannot figure out what's the deal here. And if we go to sell, I would expect to only see these coins. MAV, okay, but then EDU, I don't think it's on the list. ZIL is definitely not on the list. So I don't know what's happening. It's definitely not what I expected. And I have to go dig deeper and figure out exactly what the logic is that the developers put into this. But right now I don't know, and well, if you do, you let me know. But now let's go back to the reports. So since we're doing fine, right now I don't want to change anything in the algorithms, and I want to verify that they are working more or less consistently. Because I just had 2 great days doesn't mean anything. You know, tomorrow the market might change and these algorithms might tank. So what I want to know is how consistent these are, and that's actually quite a good opportunity to show you what I promised to you last time, which is how I make a pivot table, why I make it, what it looks like, and what it can show us. So we'll make one today that would help us verify or find out how consistent my algorithms are. So in order to do that, I'll just remove all the filters just to be on the safe side. And then we have to grab all the data, including the column headings. Now that we've gotten our data, we go to Insert, Pivot Table. Open it in a new sheet. It's empty at this point. So here is how you build it. You have all of your column titles that have data inside. And then you have these 4 areas: filters, columns, rows, and values. So I want to build one where it shows me every day how my algorithms performed. So that would mean that I have to put the day in the rows. Now for values, I want to use my total USDT, and I want to use the ROE. ROE goes first, total USDT goes second. And I also want to do some filters so that I could cut the data in different ways. And for filters, of course, I'm going to use my emulation tag. I'm using something called the descriptor right now because it's not only the letter A or K. I have a little cheat sheet here, and it tells you what each of these are, and then it shows me this instead of a letter. It's easier to understand this way, both for me and for you, the viewer. And here, just for fun, I'll also put the side and the stop loss value. This way we can differentiate between the older algorithms with a lower stop loss and the newer ones which supposedly perform better. Okay, so this is our table here. Doesn't look like much, but let's do some formatting so that it's easier to understand. First of all, these are percentage values. And let's have a decent number of decimal places, because that's too much right now. Okay, that looks better. Now we're gonna do some conditional formatting real quick so that it's more visually appealing and clear. Okay, now we got it. It looks so amazing, all profitable, but that's because emulation is included in here as well. If we are to filter only for the real ones, that's a whole different picture. Here you see this familiar number, 7.206, and that's basically the pivot table. Let's now read and understand what this might tell us. Alright, so first I had a nice good streak of 3 days. Then I've lost pretty much everything. Then again, couple of days, lost one good day, lost in a big way right here. So it's spotty. I cannot say that this is consistent. So previously the largest positive streak was 3 days. Now we have 2 days. Yesterday was quite good. Today it's midday right now, so maybe it's gonna improve. But really what I'm looking for is to have like 3 or 4 consistent days. And then we could think about maybe increasing the order size to get more USDT. Here you can see how the order size and the ROE actually differ. So here I was on 30 USDT order size, and with an ROE of 8.7, I got 2.5 USDTs. Here I got twice that, but the ROE is only 5.5. Yeah, it's just interesting to note. Now for my filters here, let's go only for the most recent algorithms. Yeah, again, the consistency is not really there. You got like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. So for the next couple of days, I'm gonna keep watching, keep tracking these. And also I'm gonna keep thinking about this problem here. You see that let's choose only the real algorithms again, and only the most recent algorithms. You can see that the profit to loss ratio has improved quite nicely, and that's why we have more profit than loss. But the size of this loss is still quite big. At a stop loss of 0.7, we are actually still losing about 1% per trade. I'm gonna do some research and analysis of pictures like this. So this take, I think, was on emulation, but in this very case, the real algorithm closed at a stop. You see, in this case, it was not helpful to have a delay of stop loss for 1 second. If we were delayed, let's say, if we delayed it like 5 seconds, we would have had more of a chance because the price was moving towards the take profit line. Let's actually see what happened. So yeah, after a while, in a bit under 1 minute, we would have had a take. But we stopped our losses here. Well, that's something to think about. Maybe having a crazy delayed stop loss is gonna help, but I don't know yet. I'll have to test that. So that's gonna be another avenue I'm looking into. There are lots of avenues actually. But okay, yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Let's see if we had any new trades while we were recording. And yes, we did. On a real trade, remember this last loss was in my reports. Now we've got another one on Anchor. Just right now. Yeah, this looks good. I like it. All right, let's hope our good trend continues, and I will see you next time.